Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of Let's Build a Story. We are on the final part today of Bob and Eliza's house. Here at Pickheart, we've got Eliza just chilling out with Blueberry. It's early, it's 7 a.m. It's very dark outside, which is interesting. I think it's going to rain today. Bob is still snoozing. Bob is asleep. Eliza is up. It's Saturday morning and she's up at 7 a.m. So what does that say about her inability to chill? I think that totally fits her. Eliza is just chilling out with Blueberry, making sure that he feels nice and good. So let's get on in and let's finish out this build. See you there. I can't believe this is the last time we are going to be taking a look at the outside of this as an unfinished build. I'm so excited to be able to get in, finish out that very last bit of the back, but there are a couple of things that I want to point out first. Very first. This back patio just wasn't sitting well with me, so I redid a lot of stuff. We still have the bar here, but I switched out the patio chairs. I gave them, or for 2 chairs, gave them a little side table to be able to go on. This is just a lighting fixture, it doesn't do anything. And then put some plants, like I thought before, in the back corner here because I realized that Eliza has her own balcony and we can put her easel out there. So this is just a place to come, chill, enjoy drinks, anything like that, or at least that's the idea. I don't think Bob and Eliza use it this way because they'd have to spend time with each other. But, second of all, in the downstairs, like that entryway hallway, is their marriage certificate. They are married, so I thought that was a nice, realistic touch. They would display that, And then thirdly, I put in Bob's room a picture that comes with the basement treasures kit. I believe this is actually Bob and Eliza. I thought that was a really great touch. I think he keeps this in his room because, he likes that they're married. He feels like he's not showing up for the marriage, or he feels like Eliza feels like he's not showing up for the marriage, but he loves her, and this was a good day as far as he was concerned. I think that that's a really cool piece of history that the Sims team put in. Like, we know how he dressed on his wedding day, and we know what she dressed in on her wedding day, and how she had her hair all flipped out. Like, that's just really cute. So I felt like this is Bob and Eliza's house, so it belongs somewhere, Now that all the updating is done, we are going to be finishing out the master suite, the master bathroom, and this little patio area off to the side. We are also going to be getting to this room. Some of you have been able to guess what it is we're going to be using it for. I don't think it's too much of a secret, but still, we'll get into the build. I went ahead and just pulled everything out that I would need from the Build By catalog and stuck it in my inventory so that I'm not hunting for it. I think that's a trick that I will use for a while. We'll do this back patio first. Do we have better lighting? Not particularly. Okay. I think that this little patio sofa from the patio stuff pack, I was about to say kit, stuff pack, fits much better out here. I think that it's a little bit more done and prim and proper. And I think that Eliza would like that. I also wanted to give her this fresh drink tray out to just enjoy. Maybe she just sits and enjoys what she's painting. Maybe she people watches. Actually, I think I might like that. I was gonna put just a little, a sofa here, but what if it was a telescope, y'all? Listen, she's not terribly happy in her own marriage, maybe, and she comes and is nosy to everyone. What if instead she just people watched out here, or sim watched, I guess is what it would be. So we can get rid of this because, again, routing is key. I want to, oh my goodness, please, please. I don't know if that will work super well because of this, but I'll player test it. I'll remove it around if I need to. What is our swatch that's going to be for out here? Now, she can't do this too much or her nosy self is gonna get meteorite slammed. Just a cautionary tale, I guess. We'll see if Eliza needs it. I think I like that French swatch the best. So oh my gosh, we'll do this. So I think from the outside, this looks really nice. It's a nice presentation. So Eliza would be okay with this. But whoever lives in this house, like across the way is gonna get spied on by Eliza. And she's not even secret about it. You know, the lady that's peeking out through her blinds, like you can see her doing it. It's not a real secret. She just doesn't want to be watched whilst she does it. So y'all be careful. Eliza is watching. She's unhappy with her marriage, so she's gonna butt herself into your life. make helpful neighbor recommendations. Maybe she would start an HOA. I think Eliza would definitely start an HOA. Let's start on this bedroom. So this is the bed that they pop in with in what is assumed to be Eliza's room. I would imagine was the master bedroom when you first load into the save, if you don't replace it or remodel it. And again, this is just an iconic piece and I want it. I want it in here. This is a piece of history. I think I've said that. Actually, I know I've said that Eliza is remodeling the house. She's worked her butt off at her job and is saving up, or was saving up, for what she really wanted. And now, listen, she's a mansion baron. She wants to live in a nice place. So she's remodeling things room by room that she just hasn't gotten to the bedroom yet. No one but her is going to be in here. She does have quite a lot of pieces, which I think is nice. Like, I think she's a sim that would definitely have an old-timey vanity. I don't know that she sits and like really puts a whole lot into making sure that her makeup and hair is perfectly coiffed, and I don't get that from Eliza, but I think that it would be, you know, it's a nice piece of history, makes her seem a little bit more well-to-do. I think it makes her feel good about herself. She is a money-oriented sim, or she likes owning things, right? And I think that would fit her pretty well. I'm going to give her a desk because in my save that I am making, she is in the business career. She does have to do work from home quite a bit. Let's put a little mirror up above here. Let's do that. These are Eliza's diplomas and certifications. Very first, she graduated, I would imagine, from Britechester University. And then she graduated from Britechester. You can see right here. And then she had to have like different certifications to keep up her business degrees and licenses. So she does that. She's very proud of it. She's I think a hardworking sim. She's an ambitious sim. And so I think that she would be very, very proud to display those things. Where is, here it is. She just has a little laptop that she works from home. Let's give her a nice, beautiful, like kind of callback to the Victorian era-esque lamp. They didn't, they had all sorts of things like this. Or at least she feels like they did. Whether it's actually historically accurate is not super important. The more important thing is that it looks like it could be from yesteryear, and it looks like it's still in good shape. So Eliza has it. So we've got our little desk area all set up. Let's move on to her dresser. So there's a couple of things that I'll be pulling out here. I'm going to pull these out and then I'll get them all situated. They're not exactly in the orientation that I want them to be in. So, that's going to get tough. You can stay here maybe. We'll put you here. So I'm going to pull these out because they don't slot in exactly the way that I want them to. Particularly with this little guy. I want him back and away. This could also be a little further that way. Eliza has like all sorts of, I don't know, like little knickknacks. Like you and I, we have knickknacks, things that matter to us. I think Eliza, with the Lovestruck pack that came out, you get to set their love style, right? That's one of the things, and there are 5 choices. One of the ways that Eliza experiences love is gift giving, and I think that makes sense when she's a materialistic sim. I used to think of the materialistic trait as just like somebody that was essentially a gold digger, and you can use it that way, but the Sims team, thankfully, has a more nuanced way to experience that trait, that they really do appreciate the things that they have. They appreciate what they're building toward. And I think that for Eliza, these are probably cards that people made her, bought her, gave to her, and that means a lot to her, to say that you thought enough of me to bother yourself to go think of something that I would like and then go out and get it for me. I think that that's incredibly important to her. So this is almost certainly a wedding card. These could have been love notes, maybe from Bob, maybe from previous partners, or maybe from her parents. Maybe her parents, well, maybe not her parents. Her parents are not those folks, but, or maybe Bob's parents gave her like a, hey, I'm just so glad you're my daughter-in-law card. And that meant something to her. She's also got this little game, the Who's Up party game. There is a more woohoo way you can play it. There's a way that you can play it with just friends, but it's in the bedroom, no matter what. I want to give you guys options for how to play with this household, whether you want to help them restore their marriage, whether you really do feel better about them sort of parting ways. Whatever way that is, again, here's another little, it's just a little flower, maybe that she got from a time that she really treasures. Maybe it's from Bob, maybe it's from someone else, we don't know. But I think that Eliza's room, whether it's her room or whether it's a room that she shares with Bob, is something that she uses to surround herself with things that make her feel good. So again, she's got some nice, like, I don't know, I interpret these as like kind of hoity-toity matchy vases, lamps. They're lamps. They're not vases. They're lamps. I'm going to put Eliza's cell phone. And I do want to call out, this is annoyingly color-coded. Like, I've always said that I can stick to a color scheme. Eliza definitely can. Like, this is her private space. And I think that she and Bob, from the get-go, maybe when Bob was sleeping in here, it wasn't quite so pink. And since Bob has moved out of this room due to marital problems, she's like, well, screw it. I'm gonna paint the town pink. I enjoy the pink, and so I'm just gonna surround myself with it. And I think that that speaks to kind of how far they are, that Eliza really isn't trying to make room for Bob anymore. Like, this is her marriage and she wants to fight for it, but I think all the fight's gone in her right now. I think that she just wants to invest in Eliza. I think that Eliza does some meditation, or at least it's been suggested to her to do some meditations, maybe by Mama Laveau, and it's not as successful. She's still really uptight about it, but she figures, it could work. Maybe she does some yoga too, and it can't help, might hurt. I don't see the point in all of this, like clearing my mind. I don't do that, but maybe it works for her here and again. I don't think that she's super committed to it, but it's there for her to try. Oh my gosh, there is that room. I do think that it has echoes of the opulence that she is going for. Although it's not quite there. Like, you can see her furniture has like little gouges in it. These are not probably the best side tables. Her bed itself isn't the most expensive. It's kind of old, but it still looks nice. Like, she still decorates in a way that, even though these are clearly not new pieces, you would walk in and be like, wow, this person likes nice things, And I think that I'm pretty happy with that. I really do. I hope one of these days Bob can move back into this room. Maybe they'll redecorate, but for now, it is just the way Eliza likes it, and she is not about to apologize for any of that. Thank you. Let's move on to the master bathroom, which I think is newer. I think that she did this on purpose and painted it pink. Maybe it was because Bob moved out and it was sort of like a fine, I don't need you kind of thing. I think they're probably there on the cusp of maybe going to therapy as a couple, but not quite there. They're still doing it themselves. They're still just fine. And Bob is in therapy for his gloominess, and it's really his problem. And she's not ready to admit that, it might be an us problem and not a him problem. But anyway, he moved out. She went, well, if he's gonna move out, then I'm gonna make this like so feminine, so pink. I'm gonna invest in Eliza. I'm tired of busting my butt for this marriage and this ungrateful man, and I'm just gonna do me. Like, the bedroom is fine, I can deal with that, but I want my bathroom to be a pink oasis. And so that's what, it's weird, the stands that people take when they're hurting, but I think that's where Eliza has landed. I think that's where her mind went. So we're fine, more power to her. It's pink, it's very pink and white, little flecks of gold here, and this is just what she wants right now. So that's what we're gonna give her. Let's hang up some little hand towels. It's not quite a his and her sink. It was made with the idea that two people would be sharing this space. This is all Eliza now. I've got her a nice little, her little cotton ball tray with her various creams on it. We're also going to be dragging out, I don't know, just some, maybe this is like facial stuff. Maybe she's not so much into makeup as she is into skincare. It makes her feel pampered. She does have great skin. Ooh, I don't like the white on the white. I don't enjoy that. This could work. It's got some green, it's got some pink in there. That's fine. She is fastidious about her dental health. Bob is fine. Bob brushes his teeth every day. He flosses. That's fine. He flosses every once in a while. But Eliza would never be caught dead without freshly flossing, and she thinks it's disgusting when people don't, and she thinks that it's disgusting that that Bob does not do this every single solitary day after absolutely every meal. And she's a little uptight. Okay, we know Eliza. Some of us love her. Some of us can't stand her. I think that stuff like that is probably why. All right, so are we done with the bathroom? I think we are. Okay. Now, she's got these little bath mats, very scrolly floral rugs. She didn't put it in the hallway bathroom because that's for guests. She wants to make sure that she can just bleach the stuff, and also because Bob uses it. She waited until Bob moved out to get these rugs because, well, he would just make it messy anyway. I do want to point out, by the way, she's not totally wrong that he wouldn't keep it up to her standards, because look at this man. He got a shower. There's water on the floor. There is clothing just thrown places. There is a hamper right out here, and he couldn't walk in her mind 5 steps to pop it in on his way out back to his room. Like, she doesn't know how much easier she can make it, and he is just so fixated on just feeling better. He's not worried about some clothes, So, all right, we have our bathroom, we have our bedroom, and her little balcony done. I don't see that there's a lot of space for Bob in this, and I think Bob sees that too, and I think that could be contributing to some of their issues and problems, but it's where they're at right now. It doesn't have to stay this way. It can be fixed. And there's a little bit of history, I think, that we're going to be talking about. So I want to warn you, this part's going to get pretty sad. We're going to talk about what else could have sparked some of Bob and Eliza's marital problems. And I think a lot of it centers around parenthood. Eliza, in all of my saves, immediately wants to have children. Not immediately, almost immediately, wants to have children. She is not even a family motivated sim. She's not a family oriented sim. And she almost always in my saves wants to have children, with Bob specifically. I think Bob never does. Bob is never autonomously wanting children, or if he does, it's much later than Eliza. I think that they bought this little 3-bedroom place. This was a guest room in Bob's mind, and this was probably an office of some sort is what he was thinking. Like, oh gosh, this will be great for her to do her work from home stuff. There's enough, the kitchen's massive. I can have enough space to do what I want to do for my career. And we can take our time in building this. And Eliza was like, oh no, babies are coming. We got to do this now. I want to have my own family. Maybe this stems from Eliza's upbringing and her feeling like she wants to do it better, more supportive than her parents did. And I think by now this is not something that The Sims has in it specifically. So it's just in my mind is how this exists. But I think by now they probably had a positive pregnancy test that did not result in a baby. I think that they might have some fertility issues, and Bob loves Eliza, and fertility issues can, depending on what they are, risk the life of the mother. And I think that Bob was okay trying for a baby, and then they might have had a scare, and he saw his wife hurting after that experience, and he saw how excited she got and was just so thrilled to have, that pregnancy test. And now she's so sad, and he's a Sim that knows about sadness. He was afraid, I think, to try again. And I think that Eliza feels like if she doesn't keep trying, that this will never happen, and she doesn't want to live with that. And I think that Bob is worried that if they keep trying, it could hurt her. And this is where I think the crux of they have relationship struggles, and they have personality issues, or personality, two personalities that don't necessarily gel completely. It can work, but I think the difference of it being able to work and then them just not pursuing that is that they fundamentally are looking at things like this very differently. And I don't think that Eliza feels like Bob is willing to take risks for her. And I don't think that Bob feels like Eliza is willing to just appreciate what they have, and instead is always looking toward what they don't have yet, and is willing to risk too much to get there. And how do you deal with that in a marriage, right? That's a really hard place to be a person that wants that wants children and is willing to take risks to get them, especially when you are the person carrying that potential child, and you are willing to risk your own life. And having a partner that is just really not on board with that, like he married Eliza, and he's happy with her whether they have children or not. And Eliza, the way that she experiences happiness, I think, with her family in her mind with Bob is that, well, of course I love you, so why wouldn't I want to have a child with you? So I feel like she can already see Iggy is the child that is in the lore that they have. I think that she, in her mind, sees Iggy so clear and just feels this call to bring Iggy here, or whatever child would come. And to her, when Bob says, no, let's not test the waters, let's not tempt fate anymore, what she says, or what she hears is, no, I'd really rather not have this little child that you have such a clear picture of. It's worth it to never see them. And that's a tough spot for both of them to navigate. So I really hope that they work it out. And if they can't, I really hope that they're at least happy separately. So yeah, you guys have a lot to unpack in this household. I'm so sorry. But that's the storyline that I am setting up. And with that, guys, we are done with the Pancakes household. Let's get back in game. All right, guys, so here we are back at Pick Hearth. I'm gonna take us down a few floors. I don't know how builders do like the house tour with, I think it's tab mode, but I'm not sure. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not as good at that. So very first we go into our entryway. We've got, let's see, I'm gonna put the walls up. We have our little, our little marriage plaque. It's fine, it's good. If we wanna go around into this way, then we go into our living room. I think it's a homier living room on the nicer side. I also put another photo of Bob and Eliza down here. They're married. It would be something that they displayed, wedding photos. We've got a very nice opulent like little chess area. They can work on their skills and such. We go out the back here and they've got a nice little backyard, little patio. I think it would be just perfect for anything that the future would hold for them. And you remember that workman's bench that I was like, that doesn't fit Bob, but I think that's the point. It's out here. I forgot that I put it out here. So that's something for him to start and not really, I think, find that it's his calling. So we go into the kitchen and these two are cooking together. I think that's a good step for them to be doing. And good job, guys. Into their formal dining room, something for them to show off. I think that's very important to Eliza. I guess they're wholesome. Well, you guys get to look forward to that when this save ships. We come up into the hallway, if I can get it going. Just, an average hallway. Nothing too special. We'll go into that little bathroom. It's very dark in here. Oh, I've also tiled the ceilings in the bathrooms and like all of it. Oh my gosh, there is a toilet there, I promise. Bob is keeping it nice and gross, so good for him. We go over this way. Oh my gosh, I think I'm doing it. Into Bob's room, the guest bedroom that Bob has taken over. He's got all of his stuff here, his little motivational posters, all the self-motivation that he's trying to do was not working. If we go out this way, of course, we've got Blueberry's little bed here. Go out this way, we've got a spot for Blueberry. I did take away his little boxing ring. I don't think that would necessarily be for Bob, but he's got his yoga mat. Here's a place for Blueberry to use the potty. He needed that quite a bit. If we go out this way, then we go back over the landing out into this little patio. I think it's actually really cute. It's cloudy, it's overcast, but it's a nice view. It's definitely something that I would like to do if I was an outdoorsy person, and I'm not. But if we go all the way over here, we have the master suite, which now no one would believe that Bob was in. To be honest, I think Bob would not be bothered in a pink room so long as he was with his wife. We've got everything that Eliza needs here, her little workstation. We've got her master bath that she's been, again, very fastidious with cleaning. And on out to her patio. This just looks so put together. There's her little easel, and don't worry, she will be watching you. So whoever is across the way here, I think that's going to be one that I leave for you guys. Eliza can see you. You're welcome. And last, but of course, certainly not least, is this little nursery. It's decorated preemptively by Eliza and I think Bob at one point before their fertility journey started. It is just waiting and begging and calling for a little baby, and that hurts Eliza every time she passes it. And Bob just wishes that she would take it down and be happy with what they have. But of course, everybody grieves differently, right? So, you guys, I don't know how these two are going to fare. I root for them a lot. It's not always the way that I play them, but I root for them. We'll see how you guys like it. I will see you next time when we go and get Bob's parents all moved into this neighborhood. I can't wait to see you there. Thank you all so much for your support, for liking, for subscribing, for commenting. How do you guys feel about their marriage? Oh my gosh, they got romance skill. See, they're trying. What do you guys see for this marriage? How will you play them? What's on the horizon for you? It is a strained relationship. I'm gonna get out of here before they start progressing more. Oh my gosh. All right, it's paused. We're safe. We're good. It is a strained relationship. I do think that is representative of how they start. It is up to you guys how they finish. I will see you next time when we move in Bob's parents and build their little house. Love you all. And as always, happy simming. Bye.